Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new, welcome. I am your little darling narrator, and on this channel, I read stories. Not just any stories, but I think I read some really great stories for the young readers. And if you are not subscribed to this channel, I strongly recommend you go ahead and you subscribe, because all we do here are read good stories for the young readers. And if there's any story that you like, don't forget, hit that like button. That just helps this channel, and we appreciate all the support that we've been getting. So stay tuned. We are going off of the beaten path, so to speak, with this story. The name of this story is called The Incredible Hulk, an origin story, and this is by Marvel. Enjoy. Bruce Banner was not always strong. He was not always powerful. And he was not always able to do incredible things. But most of all, Bruce was not always feared. In fact, when he was young, Bruce was mostly afraid. He was often sad and nervous, and he didn't have a lot of friends. But he was always ready to help someone in need. Bruce kept all his feelings buried deep inside him. Reading books about science always took his mind off things. And so, Bruce spent an awful lot of time with these books. As Bruce grew older, he continued to read, study, and learn. But he never learned how to talk about his feelings. Bruce became a doctor of science who worked for the army. He worked very hard, both day and night. He was studying a type of energy called gamma radiation. It was very dangerous, so he needed to be careful when he was near it. He wanted to find a way to use its power for good. Bruce decided the best way to test the gamma ray's power was to cause a massive explosion. He would then measure the dangerous gamma radiation with special equipment. General Thunderbolt Ross was in charge of the army lab where Bruce worked. He was angry with Bruce. The general had been waiting for too long to find out how much power the gamma rays held. He needed to know right now. But Bruce needed time to make sure the device was safe. He did not want anyone to get hurt. This made General Ross even angrier, and he yelled at Bruce some more. Deep inside, Bruce remembered how upset he felt when people yelled at him as a kid. So he listened to the general's orders and sent the device to a safe area in the desert to be tested. Soon, the countdown began. But just then, Bruce noticed something on his computer screen. He looked through his telescope to see what was wrong. Someone had driven right into the danger zone. Bruce rushed out of the lab. He couldn't let anyone be hurt by his experiment. Bruce told the teenager in the car that he needed to leave the site right away. But Bruce quickly realized they did not have time to clear the area. He pushed the boy to safety inside a nearby shelter. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bruce woke up in an army hospital. The teenager was there too. Bruce learned the boy's name was Rick Jones. Rick thanked Bruce for saving his life. Bruce was happy that Rick was safe. He was also happy to be alive. But then he looked around. He was locked up. He remembered the blast. He felt so scared, so confused, and so helpless, just the way he had when he was young. Bruce felt trapped. And then something changed in Bruce. The soldiers didn't know that the gamma rays had transformed Bruce. They didn't recognize Bruce. They called him a hawk. The army tried to stop the hawk, but the hawk just wanted to leave. He didn't want to hurt anyone. He only wanted to be left alone. So when he noticed that his actions put the soldiers in harm's way, Hawk knew he needed to help. "Hawk, smash!" he cried. The hawk had saved the soldiers and leapt away before he did any more damage. And not long after, he transformed back into Bruce Banner. Bruce didn't know if he would ever change into the Hawk again. He thought it best to hide out and lay low. All the time, he wondered just how he had become both a mere man and the Incredible Hulk. Well, that ends our story. I told you guys we were going to be going off the beaten path with this story, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to see more like this, I need you guys to hit the like button, because unfortunately this channel does not have the ability to do comments because it's a children's channel. But I will know if you guys hit the like button. That's going to let me know to keep doing what I'm doing when it comes to this series. Now, let's get into the story a little bit. You guys do remember when the Hawk is in his normal human body, he's Dr. Bruce Banner. Now, he became the Hawk by accident while trying to save the life of a teenager who was in a place he shouldn't have been. But he did save the teenager's life really by sacrificing his life. Did you catch it? He pushed the boy into the shelter But from what I could see, he had room to get in there too. But he didn't get in. Did you also notice when David Branner got stressed after realizing he was locked in a room against his will? He became the hawk. How many of you guys have little mini hawks inside of you that come out when you get stressed? Like Banner, you have to learn how to keep your inner hawk under control. I think this was such a fun story. And again, like I say, if you enjoyed it, smash that like button for me. Well, until next time, my young readers, I am your little darling narrator. Out.